Hello everyone, 3086 here, and welcome back to another episode of Admiral Dreadnoughts, the Royal Navy campaign. So down here, before I clicked off of it, because I was going through things quickly, where is it? Anyway, we just researched the new cruiser hulls. So I thought we'd take a look at where are they? It's like 17 something thousand ton light cruiser, I think. No, it's modern cruisers 2. So we do lose a hull. I can't remember which one it is. It might actually be the Perth class. Yeah. Okay. So the Perth class is now outdated, but we have new classes of warships to design. I've been trying to get peace with Italy. No dice so far. Uh, I'll keep trying though. Anywho, I want to look at these new designs, see what we can come up with. And then of course we have all the shipyard space. We really need to get on with the refits and rebuilding the Navy. But I don't want to do too much until the war's over. Let's see, should be modern heavy cruiser 4 and the advanced escort cruisers. Ugh. I mean, if it's an escort cruiser, I guess it would have this ugly as sin design. Yeesh. It's a light cruiser. See, I get what this hull's designed for. At the same time, it looks ugly. It's an escort cruiser. It's designed to escort things, but look at it. It looks like a bathtub boat. That's an improvement. Don't know by how much though. It looks so out of place. Maybe I don't design on this hull. Cruiser 2, really bathtub boat. What were the other hulls, I think? Let me look. Let's see what we got. Advanced Scout Cruiser. Let's take a look at that hull. Maybe we find something there. I do want to apologize for the episodes coming out late. I try to keep to my schedule with 12 o'clock episodes, but that hasn't really been feasible. I haven't exactly had a lot of time off where I could sit down and record big batches. Advanced Scout Cruiser. It seems so small though. And the Perth and the Carlsliles are 12,000 tons. So I guess this would just be a modernized version. Hmm. Do we really need another cruiser right now is the question. I don't think we do. As much as I think it's fun to design a new cruiser, I really don't think we need one. New heavy cruisers, definitely. Like, we need to finish getting the, figure out what's wrong with the Avengers. Like, if we can get another heavy cruiser hull, sure, yeah, we'll design that. But I really don't think we need much else. Yes. Huh? I don't want to take uh ship orders yet because we have a lot of refits we're gonna have to do. Hopefully this turn we can end the war and then we can get back to doing important things. Huzzah. We've destroyed those submarines that have been hounding us for weeks. Or months at this point, rather. Alright. That's two. Excellent work. Another one for Valiant, who I don't believe has actually killed a ship outside of these battles yet. Nope, not yet. You have to be joking. Interdict that. We're still blockading them, so I don't... This could be interesting. Mark 120s. It's something. Is this bigger destroyers? Big destroyers. Engines. Marine diesels. We looked at that last episode. Guess we keep going. I don't know. Austria-Hungary is literally just Gallipoli and freaking Bulgaria at this point. So do we even call them Austria-Hungary, or is it just Austro-Hungarian Bulgaria? Strike. Hmm. I think we're gonna fight this, but just give me a second while in, and we'll be back shortly. Alrighty, we got ourselves. We outnumber them. But, and the big butt. Oop, lost audio there for a second. Okay. The big butt is that they have bigger guns than us. And the Waterloo class hasn't quite been figured out yet. They haven't really deployed them yet. We do. I think we're gonna merge these guys into one big battle line. Northwest, I guess we'll just hit straight at them. Oh, there they are. I do think, like, honestly speaking, this is not a bad hull for a heavy cruiser, especially one during the early Dreadnought era, because you have your main guns. If I was to do this ship, I'd do 10s. 10 here, 10 here, with, or do 8s across the board. But I think I like the idea that the AI is going for here. You have your two main battery guns. These are your damage. These are the ones that, okay, I can handle basically a battle cruiser with this gun. Or at least have enough firepower to dissuade a battle cruiser or even a battleship from trying to do direct combat with me, because I can put out firepower. And then your 8-inch guns are probably the ones that are going to do the most amount of damage. But it's not a bad design. I'm actually quite fond of it. Of course, our heavy cruisers are allegedly better, but question that often based on the previous battles we've had. Guys, torpedoes off. This is not should be in at this range against these things. Do not change your leader. Neither should you. I'm gonna have you all smoke. Launch torps at that. That'll spook them. Turn around and get out of there. We're very much within the range of if we get hit, it's going to be bad. Especially from those heavy cruisers. I'm not as worried about the light cruisers. Let Woodshed reload her frick me. Oh. King Alfred. I didn't even realize they started firing torpedoes. Alright. Admiral steering gears jammed. Oh, I just have to take that back. Just start firing at the heavy cruisers, is that's really what we're after? Use our Victoria. Let's hold their cruiser designs. Those are 11.6s on those others. So you gotta be careful not to get too close. Reloaded, start heading back towards the heavy cruisers. I'm going to use you as a distraction. Uh-oh. Okay. Maybe. Good set of fires. Oh, one guy with a bucket just saved the ship. Not for long though. Very risky thing for me to do, but we're going to do it anyway. Of course. Just sink the thing. Thank you. Imperius. Okay. Eyes back on the big prize here. Most of these guys are at HE, so AP is not going to be as effective. Edinburgh only has AP. King Alfred, you've got HE, you've got HE, you've got HE. This could be an issue. Which shed, where are you? There you are. Keep coming in. They're getting a lot more hits on us than we are them. But to be fair, our Bofors guns are out of range. Speed up a little bit here. It's a blocked. What's their armor belt again? It's decent. They're pretty armored. Archer's starting to get some damage. Donegal, do me a favor. Fire Victoria. Imperius, do the same thing. Victoria. Getting flooding hits. No, Duke of Edinburgh. Staffretta. Right? Staffretta, yeah. Circle him, circle him, circle him. That. Ooh, torpedo hit. Nice. Now that the secondaries are able to go off more effectively, especially with our Bofors guns, they're able to start a lot of fires because they're just firing so rapidly. You put so many shells down range, eventually one of them is going to start a fire. Torpedo, Duke of Edinburgh. Donegal just launched a bunch. Because King Alfred launched a few. Come on. Another one from Duke of Edinburgh. Ooh. I'm gonna assume it's King Alfred. That doesn't sound good. And I guess we'll give that one to Duke of Edinburgh. Nice. 2 heavy cruisers down. Wait, what? Oh, wait, no. We are defending over here. They don't have the tonnage, so... I really do think you should give up. I'm gonna run from this, only because these guys are low on ammo. I don't think we're gonna take this. Just out of a matter of precaution, I'm gonna dispatch more ships over here to help deal with the Gibraltar issue. Yeah, plus the weather coming in. Alright. Well, we'll grab this meeting, though. Nice to see more of the Queen Elizabeths. These are all Avengers. I don't know where I put the Waterloo class, which is a slight issue. And I know what some of you guys are thinking about the ammo issue. Just put more ammo in. I don't like doing that. One of the reasons is weight. The other is safety. If this was a bigger warship, sure, but we only have 4 guns, so you're kind of limited to a certain... I mean, truthfully, an actual, like... Oh, crap. Bad. I guess he's doing that to avoid the destroyer. Barm heads straight at her. This way she presents herself as a smaller target to the torpedoes. But like an actual... So this is a naval design thing. Part of it is from, of course, watching Dreadnoughts. If you guys are unaware of his work, I highly recommend you watch it. But another thing is that ships were only designed to carry a certain amount of ammo, and that was for sustained combat. So, let's say your guns were designed to... Your ship was to have a certain allotment of ammo for a certain amount of active combat time. Whatever that combat time was. Maybe it was 3 hours, let's say for a battleship. They estimated, okay, give that to Barm. So let's take Barm here, for example. She's got 4 dual 15-inch guns. And they fire, let's say, full broadside. They're firing just about 1 round per minute. But you got to multiply that by 8. So assuming you're broadside to broadside combat, 1 round a minute per barrel, or per gun, that's 8 rounds a minute for however many minutes it lasts. And so they would design the ammo load to say, okay, we expect you're going to be in combat for X amount of time. Under the worst circumstance, you have enough ammo to last for this long in combat. Same thing for the secondaries. Now, that varied nation to nation. Like, for example, it's also a space issue. So for something like a 40mm gun, objectively, it doesn't take up that much space. 40mm ammo is not that big, comparatively to something like a 15-inch shell. So you can stack a lot of 40mm shells. You can't stack that many 15-inch shells into something. And 15-inch shell is a lot bigger, which means more explosives. Meaning bigger boom if it goes off. So there's all these considerations, like 40mm rounds. See how much we carry of that? That's in total. So, again, you're designed to have a certain amount of combat time. I think it's the same. I think it's a similar thing with tanks. If there are any people in the military or served, because I know I have some veterans who watch the channel, but if you did serve, you happen to know, you know, the times or whatever, I would appreciate that. Even if you served on something like I guess what they would call them at the time, guided missile cruisers or whatever, the light cruisers that have evolved after the Second World War and like towards Vietnam. I'm sure you guys had like a number, like if you were a quartermaster or if you were one of the guys who were in charge of ammunition, you guys knew that, okay, in sustained combat, assuming we're firing at maximum rounds per minute, the guns aren't going to jam, they're not going to overheat, we can just keep firing, this is how much ammo we got. This is how many minutes of combat we have. assuming we're firing everything. I'm sure there's a number. And so if anyone has insight on those numbers, that would be a very interesting thing to talk about. So leave it in the comments, of course. Just let the Avenger class torch. I think they come across. They are blocking a lot of hits. Part of it's, I think, because they're listing slightly to starboard. So I say that, there goes a 15-inch shell. I'm going to slow Barham and her task force down to half speed. Let those guys retreat. Of course, these guys run out of HE very quickly. Part of that's because I put them on auto, and the AI is looking at this and saying, okay, AP is not really going to work here. It's better for us to fire high explosive and then try that. Somebody is burning alive, and I have a feeling it's the Emmanuel Filiberto. Don't like it. Uh-oh. Come on. Oh, there it is. One moment. Okay, so the game crashed, but I was able to finish out the battle. I just didn't want to take a risk on it crashing again. So I went ahead and finished it. We destroyed all the ships and didn't suffer any losses. Mark 5 threes. Okay. Just at 1930. No, 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 no. Okay. No. Alright, they're still low on tonnage, so they can't quite finish the invasion. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this fleet over here. And the idea is that they'll dissuade any further invasions. So we finally get Constantinople. We did. Right? Revenge. Come down here. Maybe something will happen. As for the rest of you, I guess we're kind of stuck right now. Keep up the blockade, is what I'm going to say. Which is this? Royal Oak and them. Come over here, blockade over here. It's the infallible. Go to Constantinople. This is over here. You know, go right here, all into Constantinople. Give me a spot where I can put you all. Serbia got Serbia back. I think I'm gonna bite the bullet and lay down the hoods. Have King George V's done? They should be done commissioning. Class. They are. Excellent. Alright. I guess next turn, I guess. Oh my gosh, they're starting another naval invasion. Nope. Guess Hawk's getting a kill. The dog is barking at something. Well, I guess we'll do another battle off Gibraltar when we get back, because I'm a little tight on time today for recording, and I want to get this episode out before 5:30. So, I think we're going to end the episode here. Next episode, we're going to try, once again, to end the war with Italy, and then maybe look at refits for some of the older ships that we need to keep in service until we can get more battleships out. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.